Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner hard mode, Northport in Alaska, and we are going to work on the Cargopocalypse Part 1 task. So that requires the delivery of 3 large pipes into Mountain River, and the location that I think is best to collect those large pipes is the Northport port area. There are 2 other areas in the region, and one of them is in Northport, but it's on a side of the map that's not as easy to get to as the port. We may as well just use the port. And then the other one is in White Valley, which we're going to pass through White Valley on our route to Mountain River. We're going to use that route in, but it's a gnarly off-road bit of terrain to get to that loading point, whereas loading up at the port here is basically, considering we're dragging this semi gooseneck trailer, it's quite a lot smoother drive to do that. If we pick it up from here. So we've got to do basically 3 repetitions of the same trip. We're using the derry with the gooseneck trailer on it. So pack the cargo, activate the ramp, and off we go. So we're going to drive up through Northport. So we'll turn this round without hitting the tray at the Taiga. Drive up through Northport to the White Valley Gateway, and then do the short run inside White Valley to the Mountain River Gateway, which is like 30-second drive. It's really quick. And then the main reason for doing that is it puts us on the right side of the bridge in Mountain River to use the route in to the delivery location that we scouted in a previous episode in the Paystar. And I just think it's a better route for this vehicle with this trailer, although it's not a very nice place to deliver with this trailer, regardless of the vehicle on the front of it. So it's not a very friendly place to deliver, but this is the only 4-slot option we've got on this map, on this region rather. So yeah, the derry is doing a really good job. In the previous 3 episodes we did the Order Master Supreme task, as well as finishing the last pipeline road fix in White Valley, and that involved dragging some 4-slot cargoes around, and this derry did a good job. So yeah, these 3 pipes are the most complicated part of Cargopocalypse, and it's only complicated because of the place you got to deliver them to. The other part is more standard stuff. Let's just make sure we got the right task activated, and we can talk about what that actually is then. So yeah, 4 concrete blocks, which are 1-slot items. I've got to work out where to load those from. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. But $23,500 for this, so it's quite a good earner as well. Yeah, let's get some fuel in and get driving. Daylight's wasting. I'm pretty sure that this truck can deliver into the path that we scouted in the Paystar. There's not too many choices anyway, and I think this truck is perfectly capable of it. Just need to go a bit steady, including on the road, because although I've got chain tires on, it's still possible to drift into corners and jackknife the lorry. if you're not careful. See if we can get through this without tipping over any trucks. I tipped over the Paystar in the previous episode. I have decided that I'm going to buy an Azov by 319 for the start of Tamir. Yeah, just makes it just makes sense. I've got the Taiga to take back and get some upgrades on. I'm going to take the ANK Mark 38 with me, because it's got the big mud tyres on, and it'll be handy. It's got race suspension. It'll be handy as a like a big scout, if nothing else. I'm not sure what I'll do about scouting vehicle. I know you get the Tattering in there, but in terms of getting to it, I'll probably buy a Loaf, but I might get some upgrades first, and I probably won't use the Loaf Scout until I've got some upgrades on it to give it a fair chance. Because that's been the Taiga's problem. I've used the Taiga on this map, and it's done a good job as a scout, but it hasn't really done a great job as anything else. And specifically there, I'm talking about this trailer on a low saddle on the Taiga. Without race suspension and without the bigger engines, the Taiga hasn't really impressed. And it's not the Taiga. It's not any particular fault of the truck. It's just not got the right upgrades to give it a fair chance. So the other place I could get these long, large pipes is this route down through here, which we have done in the Paystar successfully without a trailer to come and get them from this warehouse. There is, unless you drove all the way around, there's no real easy way to get in there. Maybe the road route in, but then it's a fairly tight place to turn around. And yeah, no, I think going down into the port is certainly the easiest way anyway. But going off-road down through that trail that you can see to the truck's right, that's not an option with this trailer, I don't believe. I could maybe make an argument now that I've looked at the map again for doing the road route around in this, and just accepting the fact that it's not so easy to turn the trailer, but then I would have to take a vehicle with a crane there to load the large pipe anyway. into Mountain River. This is our delivery point. And we're going to take this down to this bridge and then off-road down this trail and up into the delivery warehouse. Seems appropriate. Seems the best route that I can find anyway. Let's get it done before it gets dark on us. I saw somebody post a bit of footage of Alaska Truck Simulator. And I have to say, I haven't really had much involvement in the truck sim games. I know there's a American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator. I assume they're from the same company, and therefore I assume Alaskan Truck Simulator is going to be the same company using their same engine. And it does look cool, it does look interesting, but I would be interested to know whether the Alaskan version will have snow and ice as part of its mechanic, because I think it's the Ice Road Truckers series that piques a lot of people's interest in this type of game. So yeah, I'm not thinking ahead in terms of what I would play when I complete this, but at some point I will complete this game in hard mode, and if I want to carry on making videos I'll need to play something else. So I'm a long way from that completion point, but yeah, I think it was alpha footage somehow. I don't know whether it was coming from inside the dev house or what, but it didn't look bad. I only watched a few minutes of it, but yeah, I didn't see enough to see whether it was going to be a snowy, icy type of meme to it or what. Right, that's the first of 3 pipes. And then I've got to somehow turn it around. I do not know where that trail ahead goes, but it doesn't look like much of a trail. I probably should have scouted it before committing to which way I was going to do this. But the way in, just that we did just then, was fine. So I'm not feeling a massive need to find an alternative route. How much fuel have I got? I've got plenty. I'll leave that trailer here for now, because there is a contest here, and I assume that I'll need fuel for that. And there's another contest just down here in the river. And we are getting to the point where we've got to think about the contest. Probably in the next couple of episodes we'll start doing contests. Let's get this back up on the road in the daylight. Whack it into low just because it's going to be hunting gears on this type of a hilly terrain. Busy looking at my trailer. Took a slight detour. Exactly the same route I came out. It may be quicker to do like, across the bridge and into Mountain River and down into Northport and down, but turning that sharp corner with this trailer, not a lot of fun. Let's just stick to the easy route. So I will drive this back down, load another pipe, and probably cut to when I'm back here ready to drive down inside, because loading pipes and then cutting back, and it isn't a lot of interest, I don't think, from a content perspective. I'd rather get this one done and get on to the next bit of it. So yeah, I'll leave it, I'll cut from here to when I'm back in more or less the same location with the next pipe. And here we are back with the second pipe. It's about a 15-minute round trip drive that I will edit out, and I'll do the same for the third trip as well. The delivery is marginally interesting, but driving down through easy roads and loading a pipe at the other end and then driving back and spending 15 minutes doing that in the dark, I don't think is good. Interesting content to watch. It's not even worth time-lapsing really, so that's 15 minutes of driving from my perspective, which makes this task, or the 3 pipes part of this task, about 45 minutes, 50 minutes total to do. Maybe close to an hour by the time I factor coming down in this little delivery road and turning around and coming back out again. So yeah, maybe about an hour for this part of the task, and I don't really want to use a whole hour's video just to deliver 3 pipes along the same route. Because if I edit that out, I can get more content into the one video. While I was driving though, I was having a think, and I might, this task, or this contest on our right now, which is to go up a horrible muddy trail, maybe the ANK is a good choice for that, because it's got those Tega tyre, big mud tyres on, race suspension, biggest engine. That may be a good shout to try and do that with that vehicle. So I'll have a think about that. Right, that's the second of 3 delivered. I will turn it round and repeat. And probably now see you guys back here with the third one, I expect. Doing alright for fuel still? Yeah. Not doing alright for turning around in that little area though. Didn't do that very well, did I? Maybe I'll go round the fuel carrier this time. Right, see you back here with the next one. Alright, here we are back in Mountain River for the third and final large pipe delivery for this Cargopocalypse contract. Nice bit of daylight. Looks like a bit more comfortable. Probably the last task we have to use this gooseneck trailer, I think. I don't think there's any other 4 slots that are needed. Cargopocalypse 2 needs a lot of cargo, but I think it's all stuff that would fit on the Paystar quite easily. So depending on where it's loaded, I probably wouldn't use the gooseneck for it, just because of the loading crane, really. And this vehicle, as it's set right now, can carry 4 slots, whereas the Paystar with its sideboard trailer can manage 5 slots. So probably the Paystar is the thing to finish out this activity, this cargo delivery side of the region with. And then, so I'll finish this step. I've now got to get 4 concrete blocks in here before I come in here with the Paystar to do that. I'm just going to turn this around as best I can and probably park this trailer somewhere, maybe up near the gas station. Makes sense. Just park it out the way for a minute. And then the dairy itself, I'll probably attach, I might end up taking it back into Pedro Bay and attach one of the semi fuel trailers, and then as I finish with Pedro Bay and or, well, whichever map I finish with, basically have a fuel carrier that comes out with me and collects all the fuel on that map to bring out with me, to end up with any fuel that's left over stockpiled near one of the garages. Because there's not a lot of fuel left on this map, but there's quite a lot in Pedro Bay and White Valley, and enough probably in Northport as well. So just I'll make sure that I've got enough fuel. As I said before, I think I'm going to put the fuel add-on on the Cat and therefore retain it on this map as a full fuel recovery rescue vehicle. Right, this looks like enough of a lay-by off-road out the way to just leave this red trailer, gooseneck trailer, for now off the road and out the way. And then the dairy, until I work out exactly where I want to take it, the dairy can go in there as well for now, but off the road out the way. Right, so that's not too bad. Obviously I've edited about half an hour of gameplay out in order to get to this stage of that task. but that allows me to then get the 4 concrete blocks into the same location, and I think that the way to do that is I can load them up in this factory in White Valley, which is pretty close, and the pay star is there. So I think the play for me now is to turn the pay star around, go back into that factory, attach the 2-slot trailer that's already in there, and load up 4 concrete blocks to take back to the same unload location that we've just been in. And then that'll be Cargopocalypse Part 1 finished, and we can have a look at what Part 2 requires. And we'll have a look at how much time we've got left. But we are getting it done again. It feels like good progress. And it's probably, as a sort of fledgling content creator, it's probably a bit counterintuitive to cut out delivery content like I've just done for those 3. And just don't fall off the bridge while you're talking. Cool. For those 3 deliveries where I've cut a fair bit of content out, and probably it makes more sense to pad the episode, but I want to make videos that I would enjoy watching, and I wouldn't enjoy watching the same thing 3 times, especially when 2 of the trips are mostly in the dark. So yeah, it's it might be a bit of naivety on my part as a content creator, but I'd rather cut it out if I find it boring than put it in there and try and find some way of talking about it in an excited way when it's, to me, not particularly exciting. There's loads of content in this game that I do like, and I'd rather focus on doing that on the video. But it's that balance of not cutting out so much that people feel cheated. Hopefully I'm getting that balance fairly right. Right, let's pull this back a bit. Won't be very elegant, but let's do it anyway. So we'll put 3 concrete in the truck and 1 in the trailer. And then we're going to take it into the same place. Onto a loading platform, please. Concrete blocks, thank you. Right, there we go. Cargopocalypse, here we come. It's a very heavy cargo. So I'm pretty sure this Paystar is on the list of trucks that I would expect to deploy in Tamir. Because unless I buy the equivalent as of 5-axle job that can do the same jobs, I think the deployment cost of this one would be worth it. But at the moment it's got chain tires on it, and I don't know how well they'll perform, if at all, in mud of Tamir, so I'll probably wait to deploy it until I've sort of confirmed what I need. I not really. I know there's a Tatooine. I know we've already got the Taiga. There's some kind of the Tatooine armored personnel carrier looking scout vehicle there. There's a step something truck that I saw. And there's also some kind of Dan truck. I was looking on the map a little bit this morning just to see. I was actually looking at what trailers there are there, because the trailers are a thing that they dictate how I play the map more than the trucks, because the trucks I can retain and transport over there myself if I need to. Whereas trailers, I'm stuck with what I get unless I choose to buy trailers. And so far I've not bought a trailer, apart from the logging ones where you don't really have a choice. So yeah, I don't know what the Dan is. It looks like a big truck, just looking at the map, but I don't know what it is. Not looked up any reviews or anything. We'll have to see how much money we've got at the end of finishing Alaska. And make some choices on whether there's any trucks in our current fleet that we would sell. Because I think I've got 12 vehicles right now. And there's what, 4? Maybe 5 that I use like properly. Paystar, Hummer, Taiga, Derry, and then I've used the ANK just for the sake of using it, not because I didn't have another truck that could do the job. So there's probably there's bound to be several vehicles in the fleet of 12 that I could sell and not miss them. At the moment, the Derry is not one, because the Derry is good. I'm happy with how it's performed. I'm really happy with its fuel economy, and I can live with its turning circle, which seems to be its only real limitation. I don't mind doing a 15-point turn on every corner if it gets the job done. Yeah, it's quite a heavy cargo. The Paystar's a trooper though. Still not got the big engine in it, mind. I still haven't been to a garage with it since I got that the larger engine upgrade. Engine off. Cargo. Concrete blocks. Cargopocalypse. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's $23,600, which puts us at 215,000 profile balance. 2380 XP, so it's quite a lot of XP. What's that done to our level? Level 29. What is the cap then? Is the cap 30? So 79% complete Alaska. So let's have a look at what there is left to do. That White Valley Polar Research is the big one that left. That's got lots of stuff to deliver on White Valley. I want to look at... So Blackbird we finished. There's nothing left on Blackbird. We did that in the last episode. Morrison's Mining has only got supply crates. Which requires 4 consumables into the sawmill of White Valley. I can get them here. Let's just have a quick look in White Valley. Let's just tag that as the thing we're going to do, and then have a look in... Oh, didn't mean to do the horn. I meant to do global map. So have a look in White Valley and see if I can get... So that's the new... So I could get them down at the airdrome, but there's no point. I'm already here. That's the sawmill that we've not been into yet, but we did open up this road by fixing that pipe. And I don't know whether that's the target for one of the lumber missions as well. So if I did that supply crates next, which I have got time to do in this episode, that would be Morrison's Mining finished as well, and then leave us with just what's left of GR Enterprises. Right. Let's get back to plan. So what I am doing next is Paystar. Gonna have to take some fuel out of this small scout fuel carrier, and then I'm coming around, take the last of the fuel probably that's left in there, grab 4 consumables for Morrison Mining. The last task on Morrison Mining. Let's get it done. I've spent too long looking at the map and sort of thinking about map stuff then. just going to remind myself, but I'm pretty sure that this is... Yeah, this is to the sawmill that I haven't been into before. So turn left here, over the bridge, under the newly fixed pipe, and keep going. Let's have a bit of cab side view for a change. Don't really do enough of this. So that sign says lumber mill that way, but that's the road that doesn't use the fixed pipe and the bridge. We're not going to go that way. Although I don't like this bridge much, to be honest with you. Disengage diff lock on hard surface. Right, so this counts as a hard surface, does it? I call BS. So I know that we've got to deliver logs into here. So this is going to be an interesting route to contemplate the Royal BM17 with long logs on it, if I choose to use that truck for that job. Going and getting one of those Pacifics is looking more appealing. I don't want to buy a truck now unless I know I'll use it in Tamir. This doesn't seem sensible. But I don't really relish the idea of bringing the BM in here without a diff lock. Not sure I know where I'm going. Yeah, okay. I'm not massively relishing this truck. This feels a little bit precarious. So I think turning left there takes us to one of the upgrades. But let's focus on the delivery. Is that a task that I missed? Maybe I've not been in here before. And I haven't gone through and cross-checked. So this is maybe a task that I missed. Don't you know? Right, so this is the Morrison's mining contract. Finished. Supply crates. I don't need wooden planks at the moment. Wooden planks are all you can get. Let's see what that task is. I know there are tasks to complete on this map that I hadn't factored into my earlier calculations. I've completed tasks on all the other maps, but not this one anyway. Building materials discovered. Accepted. And then on a map, what does he need? Did I not select to track it? Building materials. Okay, so we've got pallets of bricks to recover 3 times and bring them back to this sawmill. So that's a job that the Paystar can do without a trailer, so that's not too bad. But fuel is going to be a slight interesting challenge there. How are we doing right now? 41%. Arguably, well, maybe I can get out. If I come down this road, there is a fuel trailer here. That is a job for another episode, because I think duration wise this episode isn't too bad. Yeah, I think this is probably the right point for me to stop. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to wrap the episode here. I hope you're enjoying the episodes. I am. I'm enjoying making this. I'm also enjoying closing in on finishing Alaska, because it's always nice to go to a new map. So looking forward to Tamir already. I hope to see you in the next episode in Alaska, where we'll spend at least another 10 episodes, I think, before we're finished. But yeah, hope to see you next time. Thank you very much, and goodbye.